All right, good day, everyone. Welcome back to another daily analysis with the price action index, where we go through various pairs, selected pairs, and I basically tell you what I'll be expecting to occur for that day, that current section, and the rest part of the week. Now, starting out, we're going to be touching gold, XAU, USD. So currently we're on the weekly chart and running through it, we can clearly see price took out previous week's high, and we are currently rejecting that level. I was not expecting this much move at this time of the week, but we did have that, and I was wrong on my yesterday's bias, and that's okay and fine. We do get this bias wrong once in a while. Now, something I would also like you to note before going down to the lower time frame is that we are still not closed above last 2 weeks high. That's a significant level I would like to outline. And I think that's it. We might likely engage previous week's high, so previous week's low, just coming probably before the close of this week or at the start of next week. That's an objective you can keep an eye out for. Now, going down to the daily time frame, on the daily, you can clearly see how we did reject previous week's high, close bearish, and I was still insisting on price trading higher. Why? Because we also swept previous on Monday's low and rejected that as well. So there was no clear decision right here until Wednesday went by. Wednesday we saw price trade below and close bearish. That was giving signals that we're now 50-50. We might likely go lower. Then Thursday we did close and closed below, trade lower and closed below the upper quadrant of this fair value gap, which is this line right here. And that was an indication that we would likely seek this low right here and possibly a fill of this fair value gap, which we did earlier on Friday, which is today. Although I did take part of this. Why? Because I don't trade the Asian section, so I left this out. And currently, I'm just going to sit still till New York section. Now, that's basically it. Like I said, we might likely see these levels prior to next week or probably during the early part of next week. Now, the gold market is really not as clear as I want it to be. In some terms of directional bias, it's not really as clear as I want it to be. So I would preferably wait to see how we do trade, how we do close this week, and how we do close this current day to have a clearer bias for the ongoing week. Now, moving on to to silver. You can see on the silver, we fell short of this high, and we're currently having a deep retracement. Right here, I'm still going to see this as a retracement, as I would love for us to take out those relatively equals. Now we have a deep decline right here, back to this small fair value gap on the daily time frame. This small one right here. I marked out the high to show you guys where it's rejecting for. Currently, I'm not really trying to catch a falling line for something like that. I would be patient and wait till the price gives me more interesting narrative, you understand? So yeah, we do have relatively equal lows down there. So I'm going back to the weekly right to show you guys more information. Now the weekly, you can see swept out this high. I think that was previous month's high, if I'm correct. And that's the previous month's high. We swept out that level, and currently we are rejecting. If you do close bearish right there, I would definitely want to see price trade towards sell side liquidity right here, and that's going to be my objective for next week if we do close very strong. Now, there's something I would want to show you guys before ending this, which is on the dollar index. Now, remember, I've been stating several things, ideas on the dollar index. That it's the only analysis I'm having right now. Meanwhile, while I was saying gold, I was bullish on gold. Sorry, I was bullish on gold as well. I stated that my bias on the dollar index was contradictory. It was showing that price was wanting to go higher. Now, I made mention that if we do close above this level, above the 50%, I made mention of that, I would likely want to see price shoot this high. And if we do close above this high right here, I would likely want to see price take out buy side liquidity here, and have a complete fill of this liquidity void. And currently, that's where my interest is right now, wanting to see price trade higher. Now, I gave some analysis on the dollar, on the GPUSD, proud to, I think, which I posted, wanted to see price retest this inverse fair value gap and run towards this sell side liquidity, which it did currently on the GU. And also on EU, I made mention that I would want to see this act as an inverse fair value gap and send price towards this fair value gap, which it did as well. So that's going to be all for today on the daily analysis. Yeah, the week is already much much gone, and yeah, I really don't think we'll get much more move on gold while for the meantime. So probably what I'm going to do is I would wait the New York section. I'm just going to give you my idea for gold. I would wait till the New York section, going down to the hourly time frame. I'd wait the New York section. Currently, we expanded a lot prior to the London section, so I'm not expecting much move in London section. Not expecting much move during the London section. So I'll probably wait the New York section to see if I get a possible continuation towards the sell side liquidity, or probably a retracement towards an internal range liquidity. You understand? So based off this structure right here, this right here is external range liquidity, and these levels, this high, and fair value gaps are all internal range liquidity. So I'll be waiting for London section, sorry, New York section, or prior to New York section, to see the possible trade setup I would get. And yeah, that will be it for today. And trade safe and have a lovely weekend. See you guys on the next